learned that, every day is a gift. And she decided to be grateful for that. So to express gratitude every single day of her life. That's why I called her the gratitude guru. And you'll find out why. So please help me welcome Julie Boyer.
I am so excited and grateful to be here. I love having the opportunity to share my journey with all of you. I love what Megan was saying. It's like her career as an athlete and my career as an entrepreneur is definitely not a straight line. It's not even just a roller coaster. It goes left and right and upside down, and sometimes you don't even really know what's happening. So I'm going to share some of the highlights of my story with you this morning. So as you can see by my introduction here, when I was first introduced to USANA, the photo on the far right is me doing my second Ironman triathlon. So I was training for Ironman. This was my second one. I was tired, because you're training for an Ironman. And the lovely lady in the blonde that's beside me, her name is Leanne Jacobs. She gave me a call and she said, Julie, you need to take supplements, you're training for Ironman. I'm like, no, I'm good, I got that one-a-day thing. And she's like, no, you really need supplementation. And I said, whatever, sure, no problem, I'll try anything. We've been friends for years, I trusted her. So she sent me the health pack, which is what many of you have in your gift bag today. And it was really amazing. Within a short time, I noticed that I was sleeping better and I was recovering better from my workouts. I'd go out for a 5 or 6 hour ride and I just wasn't as sore the next day. And I was like, I don't really know what's in these things, but I'm in. And that is literally how I started my journey. Leanne's like, it's $1,000 to start your business. You get a bunch of product for it and you get a pass to go to this convention thing. And I was like, yeah, here's my credit card. So that is how I started, and I went to my very first convention in USANA, completely fell in love with the company and the people. I was already in love with the products, and I made a huge change. I was actually going to school to become a teacher, and I dropped out of school. And I decided to do my USANA business as a full-time career. I never thought I would be a full-time network marketer. It wasn't what I expected or planned, but it was the right career for me. Now, in that time with USANA, I've had so many incredible opportunities. I've met so many wonderful people. And yeah, my life has been filled with a lot of ups and downs. Shortly after starting USANA, I did my third Ironman triathlon. So that's the other photo of me in the blue top. And after that, I had done USANA's Reset program, which is a 5-day program that helps reset your sugar craving, and a side effect is some weight loss. After doing that program and 12 weeks of lifestyle change, I did release about 20 pounds. So going into my third Ironman, 20 pounds lighter, I can tell you was pretty amazing. It makes a huge difference when you're running a marathon to not be carrying that extra 20 pounds. So after that, I hung up my Ironman hat. I have had my daughter, Celine. She's now 9 years old. And after I had my daughter, a really interesting thing happened in my USANA career. I left USANA for a little while. Some of you know this part of my story, some of you don't. But I had been approached by another company and I thought that things were going to be easier over here, right? I thought that all the challenges that I'd had in my USANA business, my inability to get to the next level, not growing in my leadership, being held back by my leader, Leanne. If you know Leanne, that's entirely not true. She's the most humble and kind person you'll ever meet. So I left for 2 years, and I thought that all the problems that I'd faced in my USANA business would somehow disappear. You can imagine that that's not what happened. In fact, the challenges became even more difficult because I'd also given up a fairly good full-time income and starting over. It was a really difficult time for ourselves and our family, but it really taught me, as Sabina said, a really powerful lesson, which is about gratitude. And when I left that other company, because it was not the right fit for me, I just want to be clear right now, if you join USANA, make sure that you join first and foremost because of the passion for the products. If that isn't there and you join a business to make money, I promise you that you will not achieve the success and the potential that you have. You have to work hard. You have to commit to making a change in people's lives. But please do not join this business if you're doing it just for the money, because it doesn't work. So I came back to my USANA business, and I remember the first time I earned a $100 check, and I remember the gratitude that I felt. You know, I was earning $1,000 a week before I quit, and I wasn't grateful. And then I was grateful for the $100, right? Perspective. Not long after that, I started really practicing gratitude, investing in gratitude, and thank goodness that I did. Because when my daughter was about 2.5, I was pregnant for the second time, and I experienced a miscarriage at 15 weeks gestation. Now at 15 weeks, you're pretty sure that everything is going to be fine, so it was quite shocking to myself, my husband, that we lost a baby. And what happened that night when I came home from the hospital is that I wrote in my gratitude journal. And I know that sounds completely crazy to have found gratitude on what was then the worst day of my life, but that's just what I did. And so after that, what I decided to do is I decided to write a book. And to heal from that miscarriage, I actually wrote a book about gratitude. That's the picture you see in the bottom there, 30 Days of Gratitude. You know, through having a USANA business, I had the flexibility and the time to be able to write my book and grow my USANA business at the same time. And USANA also gave me the opportunity to share my book with my USANA family. I mean, I've been sharing the book with the USANA family for almost 7 years now. I just want to mention something that's so important. This is a reason to join USANA, is the tribe and the family that we have. This is a photo of me with my USANA tribe that are mostly in Ontario. I am originally from Ontario, but very proudly live on Vancouver Island now. It's an important part of my story. I also want to shout out to my BC USANA family who adopted me very kindly. You know, we don't have like team lines here, like it's all blurred. We're just one beautiful family helping to support each other to grow a business together. So if you feel like you don't have a tribe, you feel like you don't belong, that would be an amazing reason to become a part of our USANA family. And of course, you have to love the products first, as I mentioned. So in the time since I wrote my book and have been growing my USANA business, we've been through some more challenges in our lives. I was pregnant for a third time and experienced another miscarriage just before 12 weeks. And that experience is what led to really transforming my life, because unfortunately I got very, very sick after that miscarriage. And I experienced what's called invasive group A strep, which causes blood poisoning or sepsis. Wow. So I spent a week in a medically induced coma in order to heal. What's interesting in that story is that the doctors couldn't understand why I was processing the meds so quickly that were keeping me in the coma, and they said it was because my liver was so healthy. So I was processing the medicine faster than they had anticipated because I had such a healthy liver. And I'm sure that all the years that I've invested in my health with USANA helped me not only to, you know, be processing the medication quickly, but also as part of my recovery. And after waking up after a week of, you know, being in a medically induced coma, as hard as it was, I'd lost 50% of my muscle mass. I couldn't even lift a cup to my lips. But I knew in that moment what it means to wake up with gratitude. And that's kind of how I live my life today. You know, every moment that I wake up in the day, I do remember to wake up with gratitude. When the days are really tough, because guess what? Just because my name says Gratitude Guru beside it does not mean that I don't have moments of not being grateful. I probably have more moments in the day of not being grateful than I do of being grateful. So if you're having a hard time being grateful, don't give yourself a hard time, because someone with Gratitude Guru beside her name struggles with it just as much as you guys do. I do live on Vancouver Island. This is my family, my daughter, my husband Dan, our dog Mouse. So cute. This is Wake Up with Gratitude. Every day I choose to wake up and I can choose to go down to the beach and I can choose to take photos of the sunrise. And some days there's not really a sunrise, some days it's kind of cloudy and gray because it is BC. But we talked about mental health earlier, and I want to share that this actually was and still is one of my mental health practices. You know, when I first moved to Vancouver Island, we kind of moved in a situation of stress. My daughter had been really sick with anxiety when we first moved to British Columbia. I lived on the mainland, and she'd been dealing with an inability to go to school. She had panic attacks, severe anxiety. And at one point, my 7-year-old told me that she would rather die than to go to school. So we took this opportunity to move to Vancouver Island with my family. We share a home with my parents, which has its fair share of challenges. And what do I do to keep myself healthy and sane through all of these massive changes and the challenges that we've been faced with? I go to the beach. And I take pictures because I love taking pictures and it brings me so much joy. And I share my pictures with all of you because I want to give you a taste of what it feels to wake up with gratitude. USANA is so much more than the supplements and the products and the team and the tribe. It is truly a lifestyle. And your lifestyle isn't going to be the same as mine, but what I know for sure is that if you decide to invest your time and your money and your efforts into building a USANA business and investing in your health with the USANA products, you can create a life that you choose, a life of your dreams, whatever that looks like for you. And it's not going to be easy, and there's going to be challenges along the way. But guys, I tell you every single day that it's absolutely worth it. Thank you.